Sun King. Prologue. Wanda. After the events of Crepe Capers. Shadow doesn't ask you any questions. That was the reason I liked it. Maybe the only reason. I brought Lorcan, Talia, and Maverick into the darkness and cold with me. The three of them holding on to me so tightly that their grip was bound to leave bruises, while the whole scene around us turned into a blend of black and red. Somewhere behind us, sirens broke the silence of the night. Somewhere behind us, Jonathan lay in pieces on a bed. And even though he was a true sob, he didn't deserve what had happened to him, what Maverick had done to him while in the thrall of Nox. All that was irrelevant here, because Shadow didn't care about justice, about jurisdiction, about the evidence, and about a dead incubus with Maverick's hands all over it. The ring on my finger pulsed all the way through, hot as charcoal against my skin, bone remembering itself, remembering who and what animated it. I tried not to remember whose bone it was. The ring and I had two things in common. We both wanted us to survive. We surfaced from the cloud of shadow 3 blocks away, behind an abandoned laundromat that reeked of bleach and rain. When we stopped moving, I fell to the ground and vomited up the contents of my stomach. Lorcan's hand found its way to the small of my back, calm despite the way I felt tremors winding through his fingers. Wanda. His voice was low and controlled. It was the tone he used when he was one thread away from unraveling and didn't want anyone to notice. But I always noticed. Can you do it again? I don't know. My throat felt scraped raw, like I'd swallowed the shadow instead of riding it. I wasn't sure how far I could take the 4 of us, what the rules when using shadow magic were. Then we walk, Maverick said, but his voice was all wrong. It was flat, hollowed out, nothing like the mouthy bastard who cracked jokes at funerals. He hadn't looked at either of us since the events of room 12. He kept staring at his own hands instead, turning them over like he expected to find something on them that wouldn't wash off. There wasn't anything there. That didn't seem to help even a little. We walked, through back streets and beneath overpasses, until the sky started bruising gray and Lorcan had to duck into the lee of a delivery truck to keep from blistering. Talia didn't say much. She just pulled her badge and her nerve together and got on the phone with the one person left in her department she still trusted without reservation, arranging an unmarked car 2 streets over before the sun could find the rest of us. She didn't ask if we were okay. She just told us exactly where to stand, and not to move a single inch until she said so. The car got there before the sun did. 3 days after that, I found myself sitting opposite a scarred desk in the back office of the Haven Hollow police station, while Talia Morgan erected a brick wall of paper between herself and the grief she was determined none of us would see. She hadn't slept. I could tell from the way she was moving, like every bit of energy she expended risked breaking her in front of people she didn't want to break in front of. She had dark rings beneath her eyes, which even the cosmetics on her face did little to mask, and her hands, as she stretched them to grasp the file before her, wavered slightly. That was when I realized the enormous toll this whole thing must have taken on her, walking into that room and seeing her ex-husband sprawled across that bed like some kind of broken thing. You didn't have to be the one who handled this, I said softly. Tally, you should have recused yourself. Anyone would understand. No. The word came out flat and immediate, like she'd rehearsed it. This is my case and I don't want anyone else touching it. Not when it's Jonathan, and not when it's Maeve's hands this ended up in, whether he was driving them or not. I'm the only person in this hollow I trust to keep it contained. She finally looked up, and there was nothing soft in her eyes, only a terrible, controlled steadiness. So, here's where we stand.